Let's check in with Alma McCarty now, live at the ICE facility in South Portland. At the center of this debate, Alma, I should note there's a lot of profanity behind you, so we should apologize to our viewers in advance if any of that makes it out. We also should note we saw some protesters, more than one, being detained earlier tonight. What's happening right now?
Yeah, actually, David, as we parked here probably about 10-15 minutes ago, we did see an additional protester who was out here being marched into the ICE facility by at least, a dozen, 2 dozen federal agents. I'm going to get out of the way right now so you can take a closer look at the ICE facility at this moment. However, there does seem to be not much going on. Obviously, protesters still in force out here, maybe 2-3 dozen of those. Earlier tonight, we did witness 2 people being taken into federal custody, as we understand it. At least 4 at this point, potentially 5 total have been taken into custody here. One was detained after putting a flyer on the building. The second person was taken to the ground and carried into the building after federal agents tried to push the crowd back to open the gate. Now, we did not see what that protester did besides resist moving that would have led to detainment. Once the National Guard is deployed, we do know that they'll mainly be focused here at this ICE facility. The Guard officials helped to lay out the mission earlier today. In Salem,
this is uncharted territory for the state.
A closer look at how Oregon National Guard troops will deploy to Portland.
Right now we're at the 200. That's what the mission is scripted to be.
A mission that's still a bit unclear in scope and timeline.
As we go through this administrative process, we're expecting, about 72 hours to do that, depending on where the soldiers are coming from.
Lieutenant Colonel Charles Patzner, the task force commander, explains they still don't know how long training will then take for this specific mission.
We understand that we'll be doing some federal facility protection, some federal employee protection activities. But that's about all we know at this time.
And over at the state capitol, legislators on a joint committee questioned the Oregon Military Department about this federalization of Guard members.
We're not talking about Humvees rolling down the street, enforcing traffic laws. We're talking about troops or Guard members sitting in federal facilities, making sure they're protected from vandalism and break-ins and things like that. That would be the crux of the mission, correct?
Co-Chair Broadman, Co-Chair Evans, Representative Halford, yes. That is the bulk of the mission as we understand it.
Russell Gibson, Government and Legislative Affairs Director, giving an estimate on how much it will cost.
200 service members for 80 days is roughly $3.8 million just in pay and allowances.
Lawmakers and leaders reiterating, too, that the Guard is made up of Oregonians.
I hope you've heard from this side of the dais our support for the Oregonians who are following orders. These are our brothers and sisters, our family members, our coworkers, people who work with us in this building. And we recognize the situation that the president is putting them in.
Obviously, I understand this is a difficult situation. Foremost, we are Oregonians. We are the constituents, and we want to make sure that is always known.
And I should mention that before we got into that story there, we did see what appeared to be an AMR ambulance going inside of the ICE facility, and obviously protesters allowed that vehicle to go in. And we are told that many of the Guard members who are going to be deploying here are law enforcement officers in their civilian capacity. However, as soldiers who are, in a federal status, they cannot make arrests and are restricted from engaging in any kind of law enforcement activity as per federal law. David, back to you.
Yeah, good clarification there. I hope with the ambulance going in that everyone's okay. As you said, 4 to 5 people we believe detained over the last few hours, just some in the last few minutes there. Alma McCarty in South Portland. Appreciate your reporting there.